Hey ratbags, it's Jade today with a 7 Days to Die video. Couple big things to see or show or talk about. You're currently watching Xbox Series X gameplay, I do believe. They showed this off as part of TwitchCon. I told you guys recently they were at TwitchCon, and I'm expecting either a stealth release or the console version to get the brand new 7 Days to Die game very soon. I have to put this disclaimer in. I don't agree what 7 Days to Die has done, the Fun Pips have done with the console versions. If you don't know, the old versions are never getting updated. You're never going to see PC content added to it or anything new. They are what they are. If you want to play all the new PC content, play cross-play with your friends on PC, you're going to have to buy another copy of the game, and they're still currently working out to see if there's a way they can do a discount for it. It's something I've campaigned against for a long time, but I don't want to keep spending too long with a video going over this kind of stuff. So I'm kind of excited to see Xbox Series X gameplay. It does look pretty interesting. I have slowed it down to about 50% at the moment just to get a better look for it. Yeah, it's kind of what you would expect. The draw distance is still not amazing, but is it that amazing on PC? I don't know. I boycotted PC version. I've not promoted the PC version of the game for 6 years because I disagreed with what the Fun Pimps did with 7 Days to Die on console. So I am a bit clueless when it comes to like content that's been added. I know that Alpha 22 should be one of the final patches before it goes gold. It's meant to be adding bandits and stuff like that to the game. And of course, when this version of this console version goes live, it will have all of that same content because it's meant to launch at the same time as Alpha 22. So it will be launching as probably a full price game, but not finished, but won't be early access. Yeah. Anywho, it looks interesting. Like 7 Days to Die has never been a great looking game to me, but it does look updated. It looks relatively similar to the PC version. Definitely looks better than the Xbox and the PlayStation older versions for sure. And do remember, I'm playing this 50% slower. So I will probably leave a link in the actual comment section, so you go check it out for yourself if you really want to. Didn't mention anything about PlayStation, but they have shown off PlayStation gameplay before at one of their Twitch streams, I do believe earlier in the year. So they're also making another game. This is kind of being announced softly that they're doing some sort of Dead by Daylight ripoff. They're working with another studio. I know some people will be kind of grumpy. I mean, I don't blame you. 10 years of making this game, and now they're going to make another game straight away. Or why aren't they making it all their resources in 7 Days to Die? I have learned that game developers obviously need certain projects to carry on working on. They can't just be working on the one game. They may finish with 7 Days to Die once it's 1.0, and even if they do update it, there are going to be developers scratching their ass with nothing to do. How many concept artists can you really have doing concept art for a game that's complete, pretty much, or nearly done, or might only have a bit of DLC and stuff for it? So there are certain jobs that lots of developers will have more free time for than others. You would expect Q&A, you would expect programmers and modelers. They'll have to spend more time making new assets and stuff like that for any consequent updates and stuff. So I do understand. It is common. Loads of game developers I talk to do work on multiple projects, even if they're in early access. Problem is though, 7 Days to Die has had these huge gaps in between updates. They've had a few controversies. They've never always been that great at communicating sometimes when we expect updates. You know, you can't guarantee it's always a certain month each year. And they've made a lot of changes. And sometimes people feel like a lot of these changes have kind of just been unnecessary, made the game worse in some aspects. Obviously, some people prefer them. And for 10 years, it does feel like a bit of a piss take. It does. So to go and be working on another game seems a bit odd. I don't know much. I'm pretty sure Guns, Nerds and Steel got a chance to talk to him and is playing it on TwitchCon, so I'm sure he'll have a video out. He's a pretty cool guy. But I'll just give you my opinion. Making a Dead by Daylight ripoff where it's going to be 4 players versus 1, I just don't really see it. I don't think 7 Days to Die is that great a franchise to carry that. We've had horror games like Friday the 13th burn, like Crash and Burn, to offline servers. So how can a big game like that with big recognition kind of fail? But 7 Days to Die, I think they can pull it off. Yeah, that's a bit of an interesting one to see. Is it going to have block building in it? Is it going to be, you could set up traps and do stuff like that in the game? That could be interesting. But it feels like more like a mod that could potentially have been just made in 7 Days to Die. Anyway, it's being worked on by them as well as another studio. These are their partners they're working with. Not too sure how it's going down. Have they just give them pretty much all of the rights to make the game themselves and assets and stuff? Or are they actually co-developing it with them? Made some sort of racing games and some pretty small little indie games themselves. It does look like they've either partnered up or helped port other games as well. And again, yeah, they're relatively small, although Cuphead was pretty big. Not too sure what platform that was for. It's mostly mobile by the looks of things. They used to work on the Assassin's Creed franchise back in the day. So that's it. They may be doing this for mobile. Like I said, I haven't got too much info. I'm not there at TwitchCon. It looks like other people have got more of that info coming forward. But I thought I'd chuck it in here since we are talking about them and the Fun Pimps, obviously. So yes, I don't necessarily mind a game developer prepping for the future, a future where they're not going to be working on their main game or just want to expand. I do think a game with kind of some controversy and so long in early access probably should have done a bit of a better announcement of this than just doing it at TwitchCon kind of silently, and maybe announce the release date for their 7 Days to Die game first before venturing into other territory. Fingers crossed we'll get a release date for the console version. Like I said, I still think it might drop very soon in the next couple of months. Otherwise, they did say either Q4 or Q1, so we've got until March, unless they're going to delay or say anything wrong again about it. But it's promising. They're showing this off. They're showing off the PlayStation 5 footage on their streams, so this is kind of good news. I'm still not happy about the whole situation, but I've got to let it go, and you can go and watch all the previous videos and see me moan and complain and raise lots of points if you are also still unhappy about having to buy another version of the game on consoles. And that's it. If I get any more news about this, I'll let you guys know. I'll see you ratbags later.